be or not the bee? That is the question. So I saw another show on the Daily Wire doing something similar to this. And I thought, wouldn't it be a fun segment if I were to bring in headlines and let you see if you can guess which ones are real and which ones are either Onion or Babylon Bee.
Okay.
All right. So let's see if Jimbo can guess which one of these headlines are fake and which one of these are real. Now, a word of caution. Some of these may have actually once been Babylon Bee satires that actually came true. So here's
it's my possible curveball.
Here's a warm-up. All right.
All right.
On March 28th of this year, the Bee ran this article. Amy Schumer horrified to learn that you can now get slapped for bad jokes. That was the satire. On March 30th, just 2 days later, this article ran in the Daily Mail. Amy Schumer alludes to taking a month break with out-of-office snap cuddled in bed with son Gene after being traumatized by Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. Real story.
Wow.
Yeah. The first one was a better headline, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right.
Daily Mail isn't the best.
Are you ready?
So. Yeah, I'm ready.
Got your game face on?
I always have my game face on. I don't have any other face.
Okay. Here's the first one.
Okay.
Canada celebrates Vulva and Vagina Day, but never once mentions who actually owns them.
You know, as extreme as that sounds, I think I'm going to go with it being true.
Yep, it's true.
Oh,
I actually have a copy of the tweet here, so we'll bring that
up.
up.
My God, really?
Yep, it's true.
I didn't want it to be.
No, nobody wanted it to be, but considering that they have a pussy in charge, I guess that works out.
Yeah.
Oh, Epidemiologist announces that, quote, in defiance of the mask mandate removal, I'm double masked and bringing some sass to the airport.
Epidemiologist said this.
Mm-hmm. So somebody who should know.
It's satire.
It's true. It's true.
Seriously?
It's true. You know, you can't make
somebody who knows better or, should know better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dr. Emily Ricotta, she's named after cheese.
All right.
Describes herself as an epidemiologist. Okay, well.
That doesn't necessarily mean she is.
She identifies as an epidemiologist, and data scientists posted a photo on Twitter.
She looked like ricotta.
And announced that she was wearing 2 masks to the airport. And her shirt, oh my God, she's actually wearing a shirt that says, "Trust me, I'm an epidemiologist." I wanted to see the picture of this person, but she has since deleted her tweet. Sarah Gonzalez said something mean. She said, "You're literally doing exactly what was intended, which is making your own choice. This isn't in defiance of anything. You do realize that, right?" Got a little bit of pushback, though, from yet another dude in a billion masks. "I don't give a damn what some grossly unqualified Donald Trump judge said. I'm double-masked and wearing goggles on this Nashville trip to D.C. Now, keep in mind, this is this last week.
So
I had COVID in December. Y'all can kiss my ass about me not wanting to get it again. Any fool saying they don't matter is a damn liar. They as in mass. Yeah.
Okay, well, good. You just continue being a fool, and the rest of us go on with our lives
kooks.
shaking our heads.
Okay,
all
so
right, next one.
You're 1-1.
All right.
Pornography maker exposed as the organizer of the Portland Antifa children's photo shoot.
As much as I want to believe that's almost want to believe it's true because it sounds logical, I can't buy that. Sorry.
So you think it's a B?
I think it's a B.
Well, here's the flyer. Wardrobe. Come in your favorite outfit or browse the wardrobe we will have available for the photo shoots and to take home. Photographers. Kids will be partnered with a trans or queer photographer for a 30 to 45-minute photo shoot in the park. It's real.
Delightful. How delightful.
It's real. And the pictures of I don't know what that thing is, but it looks like it needs help. Okay. Is this or is this not an article in PolitiFact?
Okay.
Why it's not grooming. What research says about gender and sexuality in schools.
It's real, I'm pretty sure.
It's real. Yeah.
Why grooming isn't grooming.
Why grooming isn't
Why
grooming.
pizza isn't pizza. Why blue is gray. Okay, I got it.
All right, ready for the next one?
Probably not.
Arlington National Cemetery faces directive to remove murderers' remains.
I mean, I would like to think that's true. I mean, or do I? I don't even know. That's a weird. That's a very weird headline. I mean, I need to tread lightly here because I'm a former Marine. I have nothing but respect. But one of your jobs as a Marine could very well be to kill another human being.
Right.
So that's kind of weird. I don't quite understand what they're saying on that one. So I don't mean to be wishy-washy, but that one could go either way.
Gotta pick and stick.
All right. I'm going to say it's baloney.
It's baloney. Nope, it's real. Arlington National Cemetery would be required to disinter the remains of former Navy officer who murdered a junior sailor decades ago under a proposed amendment to the annual defense budget bill. Representative Jackie Spearer of California submitted the measure last week during the House Armed Services Committee markup of the proposed legislation. No one on the panel objected. I hope not.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just thought, for some reason, I thought it was multiple people, not just one instance.
Yeah,
okay,
so apparently he's interned near the person that he murdered.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. That's in bad taste.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me, given it's a government agency. Doesn't surprise me much at all.
Wow, this is quite a story. We'll have to talk about this on our show.
Okay.
Because it goes into detail. It's quite the story.
All right.
So that might end up in This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things.
Sounds good.
Next story.
Bum, bum, bum.
Our old stomping grounds, Henderson, Nevada. Henderson man is threatened with HOA fines for having an anti-Biden sticker on his truck.
On his truck.
On his personal property.
Well, I despise HOAs, so I would say that was probably true.
It's very true.
So you not only can you not have one on your lawn or on your house, you can't even have one on your property, on your truck of all things.
Yeah, well, apparently it was too big and it hurted people's fee-fees.
And if this guy had an anti-Trump sign, do you think it would have been any different?
Not in that neighborhood.
That's just nuts.
And what's funny is it didn't even say Biden. It said, "Let's go, Brandon." So yeah,
I thought that was about
Nevada.
the race car driver, wasn't it? Yes, the NBC woman.
A Henderson resident believes his freedom of speech is being violated over a bumper sticker on his truck. The bumper sticker that reads, "Let's go, Brandon," is causing all the trouble for the man, as being told by his homeowners association that displaying the sticker on his truck is considered an offensive traitor activity.
An offensive what activity?
It says traitor, Trader.
I have no idea what that means.
And they tell you
in
almost
context.
the exact address of where they live, which is actually close to where one of my students was when we lived there.
Oh, okay.
You can often see his red truck parked in his driveway, usually with flags attached to it, but not anymore. They said I had to take it down because it was considered a sign or a billboard. The HOA allows residents to have one political sign in the front yard during voting time.
Ooh.
But since Chris left the flag on his truck after voting time was over, he was asked to take them down, or else the HOA's lawyer was going to take him to court for flying the American flag.
I would take that offer. I'd wind up in court. Sorry.
So, guys, a veteran,
ridiculous.
I took an oath to protect this country. I believe freedom of speech should be everywhere. He resorted to implementing a bumper sticker that says "Let's go, Brandon" on his truck, but was told this also isn't allowed. So it must have been a FJB flag.
Yeah.
So took the flag out, put "Let's go, Brandon," because the phrase has become an anti-Biden phrase. They say it is obnoxious traitor activity, which in my mind is more of a setting up a lemonade stand than as a traitor activity. This is just a sticker on a vehicle. So they're trying to say it's a billboard on the back of his truck. The HOA is saying this is a violation of Section 8.4 of the Central Park Estates bylaws that no noxious or offensive trade or activity shall be carried upon any lot, nor shall anything be done therein which may be or may become an annoyance or nuisance to the neighborhood. I really don't think that white lettering on a red truck counts as any of that.
You know, I cannot understand the concept of spending extra on your rent or your mortgage or whatever to have a group of Karens tell you what and what not to do with your property. Now, I can understand them saying, okay, we don't want some 50-foot billboard nailed to the top of your house.
Flaps. We don't want pornography. We don't want swear words. But it just says, let's go Brandon, in white letters on the back of his truck. That's it. That's all it says. It's a picture of it right here.
Yeah, you know, they can...
Suck it.
Suck it. Anyway.
They're charging him $100 a day.
Good, he can take it out of them in court.
I think he should.
I ain't doing so hot, am I, kids?
No, I thought you'd do better.
Yeah.
This one's easy.
Okay.
A pastor baptized people for decades using one word wrong. Now, all of those baptisms are considered invalid.
Please tell me it's fake. Please tell me it's fake.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, it's fake.
CNN. A Catholic priest has resigned after a church investigation found he performed invalid baptisms throughout most of his more than 20-year career. Father Andres Arango, who performed thousands of baptisms, would say, quote, "We baptize you in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit." But Olmsted explained that the words "we baptize" should have been "I baptize" instead.
So that invalidates all these people, so they're no longer Catholic?
The issue with using "we" is that it is not the community that baptizes a person, rather it is Christ and Him alone who presides at all of the sacraments, and so it is Jesus Christ who baptizes.
And so intentions don't mean anything.
I don't think Jesus would care, because He's the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and that's a "we"
That's
anyway.
a "we." So what are we? What are they? We?
Oh, this gets worse. The error also means that because baptism is the first of the sacraments, some people will need to repeat other sacraments, according to the diocese page.
Okay. Whoever this bishop is of the archdiocese needs to quit, okay?
Oh my God.
He or she is the problem,
He's already lost his job. It saddens me to learn I've performed invalid baptisms. I truly regret this. I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me.
No, that's baloney. I was born and I was baptized Catholic at birth, or close to birth. And so I consider myself a Catholic. I don't at all
of these people are divorced from the Catholic Church and have to get re-baptized.
Yeah, I'd go Lutheran. Skip it.
Skip it. I'd go Lutheran. Animal shelter bans pro-gun supporters from adopting dogs.
Where is this shelter?
That's cheating. Where do you think?
Probably California, which would make it true.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep. It's called Shelter Hope Pet Shop. In light of recent mass shootings across the U.S., the California Animal Shelter has announced that it is banning people from adopting pets if they don't support strict gun control measures. So I want to know how many people who were conceal carrying and just, I totally believe in that.
How would they know?
I honestly don't know.
Did they do a background check to see if you have a gun?
Million-year-long dissertation. I guess California is one of those states where they could do that. Additional requirements for providing a forever home include being at least 25 and having a current driver's license. Racist! The Shelter Hope Pet Shop will also inspect the domiciles of the applicants to see if they'll provide a safe and loving environment for their animals.
Okay, that much.
Which presumably includes making sure they pass the gun stance background checks.
Jeez and creasing.
In fact, the shelter pledges, if you lie about being an NRA supporter, make no mistake, we will sue you for fraud.
Well, there's a lot of beautiful, wonderful cats and dogs who are not going to be with their forever home or the right people for them because of this short-sighted baloney. There, that's my statement.
Yeah, that's insane. Bringing politics into an animal shelter.
I mean, what do they expect? Do they expect to train the dogs to become one of those gun-toting...
Frothing at the mouth.
Dogs.
MAGA hat wearing. All right. Oh, I'm glad that I'm not having to actually read this if this is real.
Elmo is now vaccinated for COVID-19.
Will he die as a result? Sorry. Not sorry. Sorry. It sounds like baloney. I'm going to go with that. It's baloney.
You think it's Babylon?
Yeah, Babylon.
CNN! Everyone's favorite red Muppet. No, nobody's favorite red Muppet. No. Grover. Well, I guess if you have to pick a red Muppet, I guess he'd be people's
He's the only red Muppet I'm aware of.
If he's literally the only red one, then okay.
Then, of course, he's a favorite if he's the only one.
In a public service announcement released on Tuesday by Sesame Workshop aimed at parents, the nonprofit educational organization goes behind the scenes to Elmo's dad, Louie, also a Muppet, and shared his questions about the COVID-19 vaccine for children under 5.
Elmo is 3.5 years old.
Boy, he's really well spoken for being 3.5. So he actually looks into the camera, the puppet. Was it safe? Was it the right decision? I talked to our pediatrician so I could make the right choice. I learned that getting Elmo vaccinated is the best way to keep himself, our friends, neighbors, and everyone else healthy and enjoying the things they love. You do realize that the mRNA probably doesn't work on monsters, right?
He's a blinkety-blanking puppet! It wouldn't matter if you injected styrofoam into him. It wouldn't matter if you injected AIDS into him. It wouldn't matter if you injected a 2x4 into him. I'll let you think about that any way you want to. It doesn't matter. He's a puppet. And by the way, I know ever since I was a kid and watching Sesame Street, even I knew back then that there was, the show always kind of leaned sort of port rather than starboard, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Well,
I know that the show
aft, because now it kind of does.
Aft is daft, but anyway, it is just absolutely nuts. And it's no big secret that shows like this and PBS are sponsored by major corporations. It wouldn't surprise me, because I know for a fact that Johnson & Johnson, just to give an example, has sponsored some shows on PBS. It wouldn't surprise me if one of the other pharmaceutical firms does it also. Anyway, follow the money, follow the moron, follow the baloney, however you want to put it. I'm blown away. I shouldn't be. I mean,
right,
it sounds like something they do.
USAA.
Okay.
SC Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
The Lego Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever Vincent Mai is. Those are the biggest supporters of Sesame Street.
Okay.
So SC Johnson.
Well, SC Johnson's not the same as Johnson &
Johnson.
Johnson.
Okay.
SC Johnson is the wax people. Like Johnson Wax.
Why do you know these things?
They just do.
How can they all be named the same thing but not be the same companies?
I don't know, honey.
DoorDash. Those are just the ones that they list on the front page of the website, though.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some rule in...
Well, plus, I mean, there's also benefactors who are, like, well-heeled liberals. It's fine.
I'm sure there's some Soros money in there.
Maybe.
We are really going to test the old BS meter now. So we've got several related articles.
Okay,
ready?
Let's hear them.
Teacher explains non-binary to second graders, and they get mad at her because they say it doesn't make sense.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. When a woman claiming to be a second grade teacher allegedly attempted to explain the concept of non-binary to her students, she said the children became mad at her.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she had to post this on TikTok, so there's video evidence of this. And she really got bashed, too. That's hilarious.
It's about time they started getting bashed.
Yeah.
Queer teacher things. One of my students asked about my roommate, because I know I have a roommate, and I told them their name.
I told them their name. That is so freaking confusing, people. Stop
No,
screwing with the language.
I actually saw several news articles today online where instead of saying he or she said they, and I'm like, wait, there's more than one of them.
It's really
it's the trend now, unfortunately.
Could have just picked a different word. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember what Scott Adams came up with because it was really good. Because he didn't like Z and Zer because he said it sounded like a Nazi salute.
Mm-hmm.
So he came up with one. Oh, he said you're gonna combine all of them. So you take she, he, and it, and from now on your pronoun is.
Yeah, you get it. You get the idea of people.
I thought that was brilliant.
That is brilliant.
It works to me. Okay.
He is a brilliant
So
guy.
they, them, their. Okay.
And they asked my roommate was a boy or a girl. And I said, neither. And they were like, no, Miss Brown, are they a boy or a girl? I was like, my friend, they're neither. They were like, well, do they have a boy name or a girl name? And I said, neither. And they said, well, do they wear boy clothes or girl clothes? And I said, well, what are boy clothes and girl clothes? And they go, you know. And I said, no, my friend, I don't know. What are boy clothes and girl clothes? And they said, well, what kind of clothes do they wear? And I said, well, they normally wear jeans and a t-shirt. And they said, well, what color is the t-shirt? And I said, all colors. And they said, well, that doesn't make any sense. And I said, it doesn't have to make sense. And then they walked away because they got mad at me.
Good.
Kids are the best BS detectors
Kids are
in the
the
world.
best out of the mouths of babes. Oh, man, I bet you she severely punishes them. All right.
I think just having her as a teacher is severe punishment. Anyway, keep going. I seem to be failing miserably.
Anybody like me? Meet Nashville's transqueer Latinx neurodivergent theologian.
Okay.
I am all the things. All the things.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a spicy unicorn. You know, it's so stupid it has to be true.
It's so stupid it is true.
Yeah.
It.
Who would take?
Its name is Robin Henderson Espinoza.
Of course, it's Robin.
And it looks exactly what you think it looks like.
Oh boy.
Yes. What the hell is neurodivergent? I don't know anybody
Crazy.
like me. Henderson, who uses gender-neutral pronouns. Surprise, surprise. Yet it was only recently when Henderson, 45, got to know their self better. Okay, it's obviously a broad, okay? It's a she. Just let it go, lady. You're not attractive enough to attract anybody, so I don't know why you're even worried about your sexuality. Good Lord.
Neurodiversity, or ND, refers to variations in the human brain and cognition, for instance, in sociability, learning, attention, mood, and other mental functions. In other words, she's nuts.
It means nothing. Well, she has a book called Body Becoming, A Path to Our Liberation.
From what? And who's our?
Well, her
what do I need
liberation
to be
about worried
liberated from?
about ever having sex with anything. I mean, good Lord, you look at this thing and you're like, hard no. I don't care how neurodivergent you are. Oh, yeah, and of course she brings up the Charlottesville thing and the good fine people thing because she's one of those. So yeah, she is neurodivergent. She's divergent from any synapses firing at all. Okay, well, that was easy. All right, like I said, you're going to have your BS meter on high. Back in Canada, don't you know? Or Canada, eh? Canadian college's tenure track position open only for women, transgender, non-binary, or two-spirit people.
Okay, I'm learning new terms just to make things, just so everybody can be a pretty little unicorn. First neurodiversity, and now this two-spirit thing. Does it mean you're possessed? What does that mean?
Well, apparently there was a tribe somewhere that had a person who thought that they had two spirits in them, so now it's a sexual orientation.
Spirit 1, coo. Spirit 2, coo. Cuckoo. I know I'm being politically incorrect tonight, folks, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah. They're literally just making stuff up at this point.
I mean,
But we have to honor it because it's an indigenous person's whatever.
Sorry. No, we don't. It's true, and I don't think we should. Yeah, I think the story's true. Because there are people that I think people are that bats today.
I literally have the job announcement. The link to the actual job announcement.
So, can they be sued for discrimination
I would
against
think so.
white
Absolutely.
cisgender males?
I would think so. 100%. This is the University of Waterloo in Canada. Two-Spirit is a
Napoleon when you
gender
need him?
variant that derives from Native American culture, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Oh, good Lord. Why is that even a thing? People, come on. You're not that special. Ready for this one?
No, hit it.
Transgender Barbie doll launched in image of Orange is the New Black star Laverne Cox. That has so many puns in it. That is, whoever wrote that it's fabulous.
It's not true. Don't look at me like that. Why can't they just leave well enough alone? They turned Velma Dinkley from Scooby-Doo into a dyke. They got to make SpongeBob queer.
Really? SpongeBob is queer now?
I don't know. I'd heard somewhere. And they always have to make a big statement. I mean, I'm really glad that like 5 people went to see the new Buzz Lightyear movie. Seriously, it's so ridiculous. And Top Gun is just rolling in dough. It's approached $1 billion in ticket sales because they don't have an agenda other than to entertain.
We really
Thank
need
you.
to stop barbecuing and doing things so we can go see that movie.
That would be a good idea.
But, I mean, seriously, if you're going to be a male to female transgender, adopt the name Laverne Cox. I think that...
That says it all right there.
Yeah. And, of course, the outfit that it is wearing with the Barbie doll is orange. Lots of fringe, kind of a Cher-looking thing. But, yeah, it's real. Now, my question is,
Yes.
how can puppets or dolls that do not have genitalia be trans? What are they transing from and to? And if there's a bajillion genders, that means trans doesn't exist.
Well, Pepe Le Pew doesn't have genitalia, but he's a rapist.
Well, he's got fur, so we don't know.
Oh, okay, well, I guess that's true.
Well, you've been going on and on about the unicorns.
Oh, no.
Ukraine's unicorn LGBTQ soldiers head for war!
The Russians are going to win if this is true. And I don't want it to be
Everybody
true.
thinks that the Ukraine's winning. They took back Snake Island, you know.
I know. It's... I
mean, there's nothing there. It's just a flaming husk, but they took
Right.
it back. It's more like roasted Snake Island, but chicken.
Snake, yum. Not true, because any self-respecting army would not have that going on. You're giving me the look again.
Kiev, May 31st, routers. As volunteer fighters can't pronounce his name
I think
and
it's
can't
Reuters,
pronounce
but-
his name, packed for a return to active duty, they contemplate the unicorn insignia that gives their uniforms a rare distinction. Yeah, it's like a target. A symbol of their status as an LGBTQ couple who are Ukrainian soldiers.
See, I thought they had, like, unicorn horns implanted on their heads or something. I didn't realize it was just a patch.
Members of the Ukrainian LMNOP community who sign up for the war have taken to sewing the image of the mythical beast into their standard issue epaulets just below the national flag. The practice harks back to the 2014 conflict when Russia invaded and then annexed the Crimea Peninsula, when lots of people said there are no gay people in the army. Actor, director, and drama teacher Zurin told Reuters as he and Romanova dressed in their apartment for their second 3-month combat rotation. So they, the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community, chose the unicorn because it is like a fantastic, non-existent creature. And of course it goes on and on and on and on.
It's Reuters, not routers.
So?
Good point. I mean,
they're routing misinformation. I think it fits.
Well, okay then. From now on, it's routers
If you're
on
gonna be
this show.
Reuters, then spell it Reuters.
It was started off as a French company. That's why.
No, so it's not it is Yeah, all the French. Okay, you didn't buy that one. Will you buy this one? The U.S. Marines celebrates Pride Month with a rainbow tweet of one of their helmets.
From the heart of Montezuma. Really, guys? Really? No, it can't be true.
You're really not good at this game. Not only that, but the helmet has rainbow lipsticks in the shape of casings.
I wouldn't wear it. You couldn't make me wear
Throughout
it.
June, the USMC takes hashtag Pride In recognizing and honoring the contributions of our elemental peace service members, we remain committed to fostering an environment free from discrimination and defend the values of treating all equally with dignity and respect.
How about defending the country against foreign invaders? How about you do that? Our job, my former job, is to kill things and blow stuff up. I'm really trying to control my language because I want this to be more of a family Christian type show. I'm really on the verge of losing my shizzle because...
The Marines, though, seriously?
The Marines, I mean, I can understand the Navy. Hello, sailor. I can understand the Army. I can understand the Air Force. Up in the air, Junior Birdman. You know, like, that I get, okay? Leave us jarheads alone. We just want to get drunk, smoke, bang Korean chicks, and blow stuff up and kill people. Okay, that's what we do.
Bang Korean chicks?
Back when I was a kid, you know.
Back when I was a kid, yeah. All right, let's wrap this up with a bang.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, okay.
Putin! Rootin' tootin' Putin.
Rootin' tootin' Putin.
Putin says he would be disgusted to see Boris Johnson naked after PM mocks his topless horse riding display.
You know, the way that our politicians act these days, especially our so-called leaders, yeah, I believe that 100%. Besides, it would petrify and terrify me to see Boris Johnson naked.
69-year-old dictator hit back after Boris Johnson and Canada's pussy, Justin Trudeau, blackface pussy, poked fun at Mad Vlad as world leaders gathered in Germany for the G7. Why are these guys forming a chorus line? They're all like arm in arm with Macron and...
One singular sensation.
And Olaf.
One
Seriously,
with every
it's
step they take.
creepy.
Yeah, You're going to get a copyright strike from me.
The Kremlin tyrant was the butt of jokes for his... I love how biased this is. What is... Oh, the sun. The Irish sun. Oh, it's not just the sun, it's the Irish sun.
The Irish sun?
Always after me, Lucky Charms. It's spring fresh. Okay, I think I've hit all of them. At the start of talks between the leaders of industrial powers, Mr. Johnson declared, "We have to show that we're tougher than Putin," as he took off his jacket. So they're making fun of his bizarre photo ops, shooting bears and riding topless. Yeah, he's riding a horse.
By the way, Putin's in good shape.
Yeah.
Putin's in really good shape. He can do that. I mean, I think it was dumb, but he can do that and get away with it.
So he said it would be a disgusting sight to see them without their clothes. I don't know exactly how far they wanted to get undressed above or below the waist, but I think either way it would be a disgusting sight. Putin claimed, unlike him, Western leaders drank too much alcohol and didn't do enough exercise.
I would say that's true, mostly.
Speaking to reporters at a summit in Tajikistan, wherever the hell that is, he said, "One must have both a body and a spirit harmoniously developed. But to achieve harmony, you must stop abusing alcohol and other bad habits and do sports. The Western colleagues you mentioned, I know them all personally. This is not the best period in our relations. This is understandable. Yet they are all leaders, so they would achieve success if they wanted to. But they must work on themselves." Ow.
You know, I'm not the biggest Putin fan, but he's not said one false word yet on that whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at our world leaders. I mean, Macron looks like he's in relatively good shape. And
Biden's in good physical shape, even though his brain is,
he hasn't
leaking.
had a brain in years.
Yeah.
I mean, even the former president wasn't in the best physical shape.
No, he was
a plumper. At least his brain was on straight.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, this concludes this week's...
special edition.
Our very first special edition. To be or not the bee, and you really suck at this. I guess it didn't
I should have just assumed they were all true.
I did play a trick.
I may
on
do
you.
that next time, but then it would just ruin.
It would ruin the
whole thing.
No, I thought it would be fun to make sure they were all true this time, but no, I won't take it. I won't make it that easy, haha, on you next time.
All righty. Well, thank you, folks, for listening, and there will be more of these in the future. We bid you a good night.
Do not forget to hit the like, subscribe, share buttons, and join us Sunday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific for Counterculture Wise, the full podcast. Bye.